Grayling Construction is my wife Stacy and I started 15 years ago, the same time we got married. So,
whoa,
yeah, we dove all the way in.
You jumped into the deep end of the pool.
Yeah. So we started as a remodeling company, and we do our own designs also. And
our design work is all in-house. We have 2 interior designers on staff, so it's really fun. You can walk in the door with your ideas, and we take it from there and create the drawings and select all the materials for the project, put all the pieces and parts together to make sure it all comes off perfectly, and then we turn over the construction contract over to Cody and the carpenters. So it's a nice transition. It stays all in the company.
Well, that's nice because I don't have to go to another spot to get somebody to take my ideas and design it together, put it all together before the construction starts. So that's awesome.
Yeah, just come to us with your idea. Call us. We come over to your house, take a look at your house, walk through and see what you like, what you don't like, what are problem areas that you'd like to deal with, and what your ideas of what you would like to do with the space are. And then we brainstorm and come up with ideas of what we can do potentially with your space. We take a look at your budget. That's always a tough subject, but we do take a look at your budget and see what we can create within that budget and put our drawings together. We take lots of photos of your existing house so that when we're complete, we can show you what your house used to look like. That's always fun to see the transition.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Love those before and afters, And my husband always tells me that I have a very short-sighted view of what a before and after is. I'm always looking at the after and thinking it happens as quickly as television, but it doesn't, does it?
No, and then we do take pictures every week throughout the project or at milestones that we really think are important. Mm-hmm. And we collect all those and give you a CD at the end of the project with the original pictures, the construction photos, and then the final photos at the end. And that really helps for insurance purposes too.
And it kind of keeps you planted on what your house started out and what it is when you're finished with the product. Mm-hmm. So it's really nice to have those photos, throughout the whole project.
Well, when Stacy said that they do the design work and then they hand it over to Cody, then what is it that you're going to do once you get the design?
Well, that's kind of true. I work along with the designers, and so we try to keep the project in budget because that's always an issue. You see all these nice designs in the magazines and all that, and so we want to work and keep the project in your budget, and as we're working through with the design, so we don't get done with the design and then when we do the final cost it's way out of budget. So we work through with the designers also to do that, and then once it gets turned over to me, we have our own in-house carpenters, and so we do most of the work in-house. Of course, any plumbing or electrical, we have subcontractors that do that, mm-hmm. but we do as much in-house work as we can, and so we have a little more control of the job, and you know who's coming in and out of your house also.
So about how much time does it take from the time that I come in and you start doing the design to the day that Cody knocks on the door and says, okay, Vicki, today's the day, and this is when we're going to start tearing things up, huh?
It all depends on how many times we redraw.
Okay. And for me, that probably would be a lot.
Some people are really quick to the point. They know exactly what they want, and they know exactly how, they want it to be, and we connect very well. And within 2 weeks, we've got a design and material selected. Some people we redraw and we redraw, and we come up with 5 or 6 or 7 different options before we finally decide on exactly what we're doing. And then we do all the material selections, which can take some time too. So we've seen them stretch out to 3 months if necessary. So
before Cody gets started.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that I've heard that you travel to Seattle a lot for selections. Is that kind of normal for a normal remodeling job?
Everybody has frequent flyer miles, so why not use them? Why not take a day or 2 days and get away from the snow and mm-hmm. enjoy a little bit of Seattle? They've got some wonderful tile and granite showrooms down there. All of the granite that is cut in Alaska comes from Seattle, so we just visit those same slab yards and mm-hmm. tag them for our fabricator up here. So then the
Okay.
fabricator just in turn buys from those same slab yards. So it's great. It saves the fabricator knowing exactly what they're going to get. So they know exactly what we want then. They aren't bringing something up and hoping that we like it.
Sure, and that would be one of the most difficult things for me is the hoping I might like it without going down and taking a look at it. And that I think that's an awesome thing that you offer, that you can do those selections, and it gives the homeowner that hands-on, if you will, idea that they're going to go down and they're going to touch it and they're going to look at it, and it's going to be the perfect fit for them.
One of the nice things today with the 3D design softwares that is out there, go through and get the design done, and you can actually have a rendering of your project before you go down there, and kind of some of the colors installed into it, so you can actually see your project. And then when you see the stone down there in Seattle, sometimes that helps you make the decisions. And it's just really nice. The renderings are so good. Sometimes they're hard to tell the difference between a picture and the rendering.
Then we can take those same products that we've just selected, take photos, and then we can plug those into the drawings too. So you can really get a great feel of what it's going to look like, especially if you're torn between 2 or 3 different materials. So, yeah.
Well, I just think that's awesome. So now you've gone through the design process and Cody knocks on the door. What's going to happen those first few days? Am I going to have to move out of the house?
It depends. A lot of projects we do, you don't move out of the house, but we go through a pre-construction meeting with you to kind of explain what all's going to transpire in your house, and that at 8 o'clock every morning, we're going to be knocking on your door. And that's something you need to prepare yourself with. We are invading your home, and it's like having family at your house for the next 6 weeks.
Inviting you over.
Yes, exactly. And so we really want to stress that when you do a remodel, you got to prepare yourself, and you got to prepare how you're going to get your vehicles out of the driveway, where to park, all these types of things prior to us getting there, because the more planning we do, the lot less stressful it is on you, and then that makes it less stressful on me also.
Well, yeah, and that's got to be exciting, when you get to the part, where we're going to have our meeting and you're going to tell us what's going to happen for the next, I don't know, few months. That's got to be a really exciting time for the homeowner. What is it when you started your business that is different today than when you started the business? What did you say, 15 years ago?
Yeah, 15. We've been in business for 15 years.
What do you do different now?
A lot of things, yeah. Pretty much everything. Anchorage has just changed a lot in the last 15 years. A lot of the subdivisions are built out, so a lot of people buying homes and remodeling them to their likes. And just homes has changed so much today to what it was from 15 years ago. And, like now granite's the thing. It used to be a solid surface was the new thing. So things has changed a lot. And so we've just had to evolve with the industry, and that's how we wound up when we first started in business. We started doing remodels and doing other people's designs and doing that track, and then as we progressed along, then we figured out that we needed to do our own designs and kind of brought that into the business.
So, Stacy, had you always done design before you and Cody met?
I have a bachelor's degree in art from Illinois State University, and I always did drawings on the side and painting and things like that. And then when we started the business, it became evident that I really needed to use my own skills. I also had a lot of drafting classes. I have an interior or industrial technology degree also, so I've got a real heavy manufacturing type degree. So what we did was apply manufacturing principles to our remodels to come up with a process, to come up with materials and standards for our projects, and to make it a little more of a set process that made a big difference. The next part was adding, of course, the design part, and that grew over time. I took a lot of classes in the meantime in order to be better at it. And then about 6 years ago, I took the NCIDQ, which is the National Interior Design Exam, which makes me a professional member of the ASID, which is the American Society of Interior Design. So it's been over time, plus now we've added a second interior designer to our staff. And Chanel has a degree in interior design from the University of Idaho. And so it's been very nice to expand and continue to offer the interior design option. The really nice part is the biggest thing that I've seen change in the last 15 years is the amount of selections available. It used to be there was 2 choices for toilets. Now it's endless.
Well, we're going to go to a quick break. You've been listening to Nail It, brought to you by the Anchorage Home Builders Association. And our guests today are Cody Lee and Stacy Dean of Grayling Construction.
After this winter, spring can't arrive too soon. And neither can the 2012 Home, Garden, and Remodeling Show, brought to you by the Anchorage Home Builders Association. Whether you're planning new construction or sprucing up the old homestead, you'll find all the best ideas for your home and garden at the Sullivan Arena starting March 23rd. Build it, fix it, win it, with attractions for the whole family and daily chances to win big. The kids will own the zone, where fun activities keep them happy all day. This year, you'll find a tool demo room for adults, and you could win one of the $1,000 vendor credits awarded every day, or airfare for 2 of you to bolt out of here to Hawaii. Drop your shovel and go write down the date, because the 2012 Home, Garden, and Remodeling Show is coming soon, March 23rd through the 25th. Build it, fix it, and win it. Presented by the Anchorage Home Builders Association, Anchorage Daily News, GCI, KTVA 11, and KNLT Light 105.7.
Would you like to save 70% on your home heating bill? Of course you would. The experts at AlaskaGeothermal.net can show you how to use the ground you already own to heat your home for less, far less. Compared with the most efficient alternative, Alaska Geothermal's water furnace is over 300% more efficient. And a water furnace reduces your carbon footprint by working with your environment, not against it. Call Alaska Geothermal today to learn how water furnace technology can be applied to your home and save you up to 70% in heating costs. With savings like that, your new water furnace will quickly pay for itself, especially with huge tax incentives. A water furnace can be installed in a new or existing structure so that everyone can benefit from the terrific savings of geothermal technology. Call 277-0955 or visit alaskageothermal.net to arrange your free consultation. That's 277-0955 for the Energy Efficiency Associates of AlaskaGeothermal.net.
Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of our United States. Most people know him as a man of great wisdom and vision. What many don't realize, however, is that when it came to finding late-model sedans at government auctions, or even looking up a zip code, Mr. Lincoln's wisdom was sadly lacking. In fact, the citizens of that day knew it best not to even ask. Fortunately, now there's firstgov.gov, the official place to turn when you need information about federal, state, and local government. Whether it's how to get a student loan, renew your passport, or even apply for a small business loan. All 3 of which, as numerous historians have noted, were remarkably absent from Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. So go to firstgov.gov. Who knows? If Abe had it in his day, he could have checked out an auction and traded that drafty log cabin for a nice condo on Maui. Firstgov.gov, a monumental source of useful information.
Total Alarm Company, this is Todd.
Yeah, hi. Can you guys handle pretty big jobs?
How big are we talking?
Well, super duper big, Todd.
Yeah, this is my dad's business. I just work here summers.
Well, he is going to be so proud of you. You are about to lock in a deal to install a smoke alarm system in every single forest in America.
Cool. Like the buildings